Guys, what's going on? It's First Fly Talk here. It's your host, Kevin Taylor. I'm back in the studio with two of our best contributors, and that is a notification mention coming straight off my phone.
Well, that's a ding to let them know, to confirm that we are your two best contributors.
Boom! Boom, 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 boom.
Gotta love it.
Anyway, we're back in the studio. This is a roundtable discussion here, the first of many, and the topic tonight is we're pretty much going to be discussing the Philadelphia Eagles running back situation and how we perceive the problem. 12 minutes are going to be on the clock. The final 3 minutes, we're going to try to get our final takes out and be done with it. It's a solid 12-minute session, sticking to the script. This is Kevin Taylor.
Big Mike.
Dougie Hines.
And this is Birds Fly Talk. This is roundtable discussion. We all gather round. We all float down there.
Oh, no.
Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so guys, look. Eagles running back situation. First thoughts. Let's get it.
Trash.
Can we just get a picture of like an actual dumpster fire?
Like,
Yeah.
you need that gif of the two trash cans racing down,
each other.
and it's just LeGarrette Blount and Wendell Small.
Like, look, one thing I like when I think of it, and now, like from now, I always trust my gut. I trust my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if I feel bad about something, I can't I no longer can try to lie to myself, say, oh, it's going to be good, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Like,
So you're not delusional is what you're saying.
yes, and like for example, like when DeMarco Murray came, like you remember, like everybody kind of had that gut feeling, like,
Yeah.
but we denied it. We're like, oh, trust the excellent because we're going to do the right thing. But the thing is that like we knew, but we also know that we're not going to do the right thing because the Eagles just don't do that. So that's my thoughts on it. You know. Just from like a glance, just like, you know, we kind of all had this feeling in our gut. Like he's only been productive in, like as far as LeGarrette Blount goes, he's only been productive in New England because they're the only ones who are committed to running him the right way.
Right.
Like there is a right way to run him. I just don't know if we'll
Like
do
everybody
it.
says before he plays, like he's used to running behind a fullback and different things of that nature. He's not used to being the main source of your running game.
So Dougie, you were looking at the stats. What is how would you describe the current state of the Eagles running back situation?
I mean, it's hit or miss, really. It changes every week. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason to it. LeGarrette Blount goes from getting the second most snaps, I believe it was last week, to getting
one, and then that disappeared. Well,
one
snaps.
touch.
One touch.
He had six
snaps.
That's 8% of our offensive snaps this week.
Yeah.
And that's just
That's worse than
absolutely
Michael
cannot
Kendricks.
happen.
Shout out to Dougie for math.
Well,
Which one, Peterson or our boy Dougie Hines?
That's not Peterson. That's what I was thinking.
Hey, I mean, like, it's just, it baffles me. And obviously we're playing from behind yesterday, but still to run the ball only, 13 times.
Right.
And not that 13 times is too little because the Chiefs only ran it 13 times too, if I'm correct. But, you know, Darren Sproles was hot.
What it was is that it came to a point where we were clearly abandoning the run. You know? Even though they ran it only 13 times, they were consistent in it throughout the game. They did it.
It does help.
You know what I'm saying?
That their 13 rushes came from a guy named Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
And I mean, come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we're sitting up here at this roundtable discussion. It seems like we're all in agreement here that, one, we didn't run the ball enough. And obviously, Wendell Smallwood is not good enough to, he doesn't hit the hole well enough.
Right.
And what we know is Darren Sproles was hot, but Darren Sproles can't be run into the ground. He's
34 years old.
He's 34 years old. Can't run him into the ground, right?
Right.
We relied on him one time, I think, really heavy, and that was in the Dallas game last time. And it almost worked until Wendell Smallwood fumbled. And then we know that I don't know that we successfully can run Blount. And I'm not saying that Blount is bad. I'm saying I don't know if we can successfully run Blount.
I don't think Dougie P has it in his offensive mind to be able to run that type of running back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, so that's not an indictment on Blount. We're not going to run him correctly. And let's talk about the line.
Okay, let me say it right now. Sam Malu has to figure it out, or he might have to go. We might have to see what's going on with Warmack and Winooski.
They didn't even dress Warmack.
Yeah, he was inactive.
He was
Really?
inactive.
Yep.
Like, why are you on the team? If this has so many. I said it in the last video. It has so many similarities to like the Chip Kelly when we released Evan Mathis, we released Alan Barber. Alan Barber was balling out for the Broncos yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was.
He really was.
He was moving
I
bodies.
was looking at him like an ex-girlfriend that
Yes.
they started looking good after you left them, and you're just like,
Yes. I was like,
could have been.
yeah,
exactly. And so like that was a head scratcher like in the beginning of the season, and then you throw Sayamalu in there because he did a nice job last year and he knows the scheme, but it's
Right.
he not only did he get his wig split yesterday, he was giving up. Like there were plays where he would like lose to a guy who literally was it Jones? Was that the guy's last name? Jones? I might be wrong.
Jones was destroying our offensive line.
Right. Jones had 2 sacks in his career prior to yesterday. He had 3 sacks yesterday. 3 sacks yesterday. 3 sacks.
And this is against what PFF rated the number one offensive line.
Yeah, PPF had the nerve to call us like that. That just shows you guys because we're like, what are you watching?
yeah, because
we knew
that was the first time we all together as a fan base came together. It was like,
I knew individually
Really?
they were going to rate our offensive line well, but I didn't think that the offensive tackles would be rated that high. I knew Lane Johnson was a stud, but
yeah,
it's crazy.
And it honestly might be too because there is some pretty bad dreck out there as far as offensive lines go
That
in
is
the
very
NFL.
true.
Like
Yeah.
the level of offensive lines
It's-
it's mediocre this year. Like in terms of what
it's a wide spread of how like from good to bad. Like there's some
Good to New
there's
York
some-
Giants.
Exactly.
New York Giants, and there's some
in terms
really
of
good
filming, they're playing right now. Actually,
Oh,
as
yeah.
that shows how much we care about
How,
that.
so it's about what 15 minutes in the game, maybe. I think Eric Flowers probably gave up about 4 sacks at this
Oh
point.
my gosh! Look,
I don't know why.
look.
Shout out to y'all in New York. I don't know why y'all don't throw him off the highest building out there, but Godspeed, keep doing it.
But the thing is too is that like for an offensive line licks their chops at run blocking,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like they want to get out there. They don't want to wait for
Our
people to
run
come up
blocking
to
is
them, right?
abysmal.
But we threw the ball 46 times, and I'm not saying that like it was against like I don't think Doug went out there and was like, oh well, we need to like we're not going to run at all today. And I think the game got away from him. I think his play calling got away from him. But at the end, you still have to like where are the draws at, And I know that the screens are
Eventually, the draws are going to work at
exactly.
some point.
It's an extension. But
Don't get us started on the screens,
look,
bro.
That's a conversation for another day.
But here's we got we're down to 5 minutes. Like look how fast this went. 5 minutes. What should the Eagles and we hate looking at the pass.
One last thing I want to address. We need to address Jason Kelce.
Oh my god, get him out. Okay, let's just go through the interior line. Start with Sayamalu. We already said he's playing like Drek. Let's go to Brandon Brooks. He came over here. He's making top 5 money for a guard in the league. He is looking like a bust so far. Like it's the truth.
He's hit or miss, yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Very
like one
consistent.
game he's and I don't know if he's all together. Like I know he's been dealing with a lot, so I try to give him like a pass. But it's like, dude,
But a spade is a spade, bro.
yeah, you got to show up.
This is the thing that you talked about earlier. I don't want to be a delusional Eagles fan as always, but I wanted to like Brandon Brooks so bad.
Exactly.
And it's
You know what it's
he's
like?
another one of those
You know what it's
PFF
like?
guys that are like, oh, he's the second rated
Yeah,
guard
and
or
it's
whatever
like,
he
well,
was.
I'm not seeing it. And to be honest, maybe we're just not that great at rating offensive linemen. And the common denominator that's sitting right in the middle is Jason Kelce. And this dude, for the life of me, if I have to hear Doug Peterson talk about how athletic he is, how much he can pull,
He's small.
I'm
He's
like,
so small.
Like, dude, the guy he can't pass block for the life of him. And on
He can't
top of
run
that,
block
and
for
he's
the
not
life.
moving nobody.
Right.
No.
Describe Jason Kelce in one word.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo butter.
Doo-doo butter.
Doo-doo, baby.
Mediocre.
Let's make doo-doo butter
At
one word.
best. Yeah, seriously.
At best.
Doo-doo butter. Yeah, so, I mean, we're almost down to 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes in this roundtable discussion. This is Birds Fly Talk. Obviously, like, share, subscribe. You see that subscribe button down there. But look, what is it going to take? Like, what could the Eagles have done? Here's the shoulda, coulda, woulda part. Like, if I was, in the offseason, I was screaming. I'm just going to say this. My first point, 1, we should have gone after Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
Yes, and
there were many discussions this summer.
I know he's injured. I know all of that, but if
he was looking like a man yesterday.
He was.
Like a man.
Doug Peterson, you got that number, and I know he said he wants to play for a contender, but I mean, you could, Doug, how he can convince a snowman to buy snow. He can finesse anybody. He could have convinced Jamal Charles that the Eagles are a contender, that Carson Wentz is going to be great, that we're making these moves. Like wait until see, they agree.
The iPhone knows, baby.
But hey, and so when I look at that, I'm like, why did we not go after him? Why in the offseason did we just not make any moves? Like he was sitting there, nobody was like breaking down the door.
I feel like we were so high off the acquisition of Blunt. And we got
but Blunt happened later.
Yeah,
that happened late.
I think my final take would be the Eagles' offense just needs to find an identity.
Yeah,
it's
and 46 passes ain't gonna be it.
Right, you got Alshon on the outside. You're still running wide receiver screens to him all day long.
Why?
I don't get it. You have
Alshon is a lot of things.
He should be blocking for those wide receiver screens.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like maybe throw them Jones to Aguilar.
He's 6'3", 6'4", not even blocking for these screens or anything like that. Throw the ball up, let him go get it. You got 6'4", 6'3" LeGarrette Blunt in the backfield. Let him run the ball downhill, please.
Yes.
Find an identity.
Give it a try. Like honestly, and that's why the Patriots were so good with Blunt is because they committed to it every single week. The game plan was different. They might be running power.
Right.
Look at the Super Bowl.
They don't delude themselves. They know what they have, and they use.
And they're not going to kiss anybody's butt either.
Like
LeGarrette Blunt sat his butt on the bench for the last half of the Super Bowl. Let's not get it twisted.
Oh yeah. James White was balling.
Exactly. They were like, look, it's not your game.
Right.
That's fine. He still got a ring, but now it's like, well, what are the Eagles going to do? What are we going to do with LeGarrette Blunt? Like, we got to, try to get him touches. Try to. And one thing I'll say, too, with the offseason, as far as shoulda, coulda, wouldas go, is that we should have drafted a running back other than Donnell Pumphrey.
A fourth-round scat back.
He's not it.
And the funny part is like, I am of a fan. Like, I'm a fan of Sidney Jones. I like that move. But if they were that close, and depending on how high they had Dalvin Cook rated,
right?
If you thought he was better than Sidney Jones, you should have gone and got him because you saw what the price was.
Yeah,
you should have gone and got him. That's all I'm going to say about that. I mean, so give me some final thoughts. Final statement on the Eagles running back situation.
We got to make some moves. It starts with the line, and we got to make some real moves forward and getting different pieces in that interior line, whether that's cutting some people, drafting some people. We got to make sure that up because we're like a sandwich with good bread but nothing in it. The outside is good, but everything else is bad in between.
Dougie, final thoughts.
Find an identity.
I'm going to leave my final thought with a question. Guys, are the Eagles done, at running back? Are they going to make another move, or are we stuck with what we have and we have to make it work?
I think at this point, there's never any big moves made during the season.
Right.
It's not the NBA. I think we're stuck.
I think we are stuck. So look, guys, the State of the Union of the Eagles running back situation after the first two games, of the season is Carson Wentz is the leading rusher on the team.
Carson Vick, let's go!
He's so right now, he's out there making plays, running for his life. Guys, get it together. You see, obviously Sproles can't do it all. What's going to happen? I honestly, you guys guess is as good as ours, but look, the Eagles got a problem, and somebody's got to answer for it, and someone's got to fix it. So, strap up that chin strap, and let's run some power. Let's try it next week, especially, against the Giants, a divisional opponent. We can't come out like that again. But look, this was roundtable discussion, the first of many. That's 12 minutes on the subject. 12 minutes limit, so get out your best ideas. We're going to keep this segment going. This was Kevin Taylor,
Big Mike,
Dougie Hines,
and this was Birds Fly Talk Roundtable Discussion. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Peace out, and we will see you at the home opener. Let's beat New York. Peace.
Yeah.